how has ID verification, real name identification, influenced Weibo's relevance? I think that earlier this year they changed the rules in China. So I guess has that really influenced the influence of Weibo?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that and WeChat have killed Weibo. Well, not killed Weibo. It dramatically changed Weibo, right? I mean, Weibo is a lot like Twitter, right? And it really relies on kind of trends, fast-breaking news, gossip, inflammatory issues, right? And a lot of those, touch into kind of government and sensitive areas, right? So, you remove all that and you start punishing the people that are in there and require everyone else to have real name ID. All of a sudden it becomes a much more kind of vanilla environment where not as much exciting kind of content is being distributed. So meanwhile, WeChat is kind of somewhat closed, controlled place that people still get in trouble, but somewhat more free for people to talk, right? And those two things have really led to hollowing out of Weibo in many ways, right? So.
Well, this is not related to this topic, but I have a discussion with my colleagues who are still in Shanghai, and we will discuss it because previously in Weibo we saw so many spammers or water armies, and we were suspecting whether WeChat gonna have the same problem in the future because, well, people will tend to go to the platform where they can make a profit or get some interest in that. So this is my guess. I don't know what Chris would say on this.
Whether the WeChat will become like that, or
yeah, somehow. I don't know. It's just my idea.
Well, I mean, I guess one of the things that's helping WeChat at the moment is that it's a somewhat more protected environment, right? So during the heyday and growth period of Weibo, people could plug in and send the army of water zombies and everyone else in there and bump up the fan totals. But the API, right, the connections into WeChat are much more controlled, right? It's much more difficult to do that, right? So you have to rely, in order to build up a following on WeChat, instead of using bots, robots, and other technical means, you have to hold events, display your QR code everywhere, maybe use influencers to help kind of spread the news about your particular account, right? And that's a much longer, more difficult process that takes a lot more time. I remember, doing a mediocre video or something for a big brand in China, and the next morning waking up and you have 2 million followers, right? Because you're using subcontractors who have KPIs and everyone is rewarded based on the numbers they produce, and it created this incredible false economy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a news article the other day. I was on Business Insider, and there was a really famous guy from the US, and the news story said Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's one of the most followed people when it comes to sci-fi movies and astrophysicism, has 15,000 followers or something on Twitter. And they were kind of lauding him for how many followers he had. There's some kid sitting in Northeast China with 2 million followers in his dorm room, right? And this is a global celebrity. So, the economy in terms of follower numbers is really out of whack. I think WeChat's much more realistic.